Was that was a real wall that I hit that I came out of good.
Old country music singers were known for their fame and talented music in the 1990s. However, as their fame grew, so did their scandals and fights. Many of them lost the love and support of their fans in the process. Get ready to explore the lives of the 20 most hated figures in old country music. Ensure you watch till the end. Number 20, Johnny Paycheck.
I said, I'm gonna beat this. I'm gonna, this is it. I can't do this. I can't let this.
Johnny Paycheck was a famous American country singer and a member of the Grand Ole Opry. During his time in the music industry, he made great headlines for his album releases. One was his recording with Allan Coe in the song, Take This Job and Shove It. The song became the town's talk, which opened him up to more opportunities in the industry. It was also recorded that Johnny achieved great success in the 1970s when he joined the country music's outlaw movement. The movement was supported by popular artists like Hank Williams Jr., Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, Billy Joe Shaver, and Merle Haggard. Unfortunately, as Johnny's reputation grew, so did his bad vices and misconduct, which also gained attention. This, of course, earned him a huge amount of the public's hatred. Let's see what he did. Johnny's downfall started in the 1950s. During that period, he served for a while in the Navy. Rather than earn himself an award for serving faithfully, Johnny was court-martialed and imprisoned for 2 years for physically attacking a naval officer. That's horrible, right? Yes, it is. However, it didn't take long for Johnny to get into another bit of trouble. In 1981, he was accused of trying to sleep with a 12-year-old girl without her consent.
What?
His fans were shocked by these allegations, which infuriated many who felt that Johnny was a jerk. During that period, some of his band members opened up to the police. They claimed that Johnny had numerous problems with allegations because of his celebrity status. He was later released on bond, but it was the end for him in the industry. People's attention gradually shifted from his music to his scandals. Later, in December 1985, Johnny was convicted and sentenced to 7 years in jail for shooting a man at the North High Lounge in Hillsboro, Ohio. According to reports, Johnny Paycheck had fired a .22 pistol at the man, and the bullet grazed the man's head. Though Johnny claimed he did this in self-defense, he ended up in jail and spent 22 months in prison before Ohio Governor Richard Celeste pardoned him. With all his numerous scandals, Johnny's fame and popularity greatly reduced, affecting his career. Number 19, Jerry Lee Lewis.
Great balls of fire, a whole lot of shaking going on.
Yeah. Can you remember the words to Great Balls of Fire? That was always a favorite of mine.
You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain.
Jerry Lee Lewis, popularly known as The Killer, was one of the legendary and iconic musicians in the 1990s. If you call Jerry multi-talented, that suits him perfectly. Why? Not only was he an American pianist, but he was also a singer and songwriter. There were rumors that he was once described as rock and roll's first great wild man. People loved his music. In addition to pioneering rock and roll and rockabilly music, Johnny made his first recordings in 1952 at Cosmo Matas's J&M studio in New Orleans, Louisiana. He did not stop at those recordings and made early recordings at Sun Records in Memphis, Tennessee. Jerry's albums and songs were reportedly bestsellers and always made great hits. For instance, his Crazy Arms recorded 300,000 copies in the southern United States. This was a huge hit during that period. Later, in 1957, there were reports that his song, Whole Lotta Shakin' Goin' On, became his huge breakthrough. This song launched him to fame as it became the song on everyone's lips. As he was soaring higher, he made other major hits like Great Balls of Fire, Breathless, and High School Confidential. However, tragedy struck Jerry Lewis when he made a wrong decision that cost him the love of his fans and almost ruined his career. Celebrities' love lives and personal lives have always been interesting topics people love to hear about. Jerry shocked everyone when he decided to marry his 13-year-old cousin, Myra Gale Brown. What? How dare he? That's preposterous. These and many more were the thoughts going on in the minds of his fans. His marriage to Myra cost him his rock and roll career. Immediately after the marriage, his popularity reduced drastically, and he was no longer the loved and famous Jerry. Some reports revealed that he could not achieve much chart success in the early 1960s because of the scandal. Years later, Myra opened up about the whole scandal. Let's hear what she had to say. In an interview with the Los Angeles Times, Myra spoke out and shared the trauma she went through during the whole scandal. She said, "I was the bad thing in his life. It was because of our marriage that his career hit the pavement. You know, you were judged for everything you did back then, and that judgment was swift and fierce." Radio stations stopped playing Jerry's music. His label, Sun Records, stopped promoting him, and offers to perform evaporated. It was a lot for a young girl to shoulder. During the interviews, Myra confessed that those misconceptions and scandals still plagued her to that very day. She added, "I was called the child bride, but I was the adult, and Jerry was the child. When I look back on it, how can you defend yourself when you're 13 years old? I mean, there's no excuse good enough for that to be okay." It was a tough season for her. Aside from the scandal, Jerry was also known to have lived a wild lifestyle. He was often found using substances and many other vices. All these allegations further ruined his career until he was no longer heard of. Let's see who the next hated figure in old country music is. Number 18, Hank Williams. Hank Williams was born on the 17th of September, 1923. He was an American singer, songwriter, and musician. For Williams, music was his life. At a very young age, he discovered that he had a great love and passion for music. He was also one of the early pioneers of country music. Reports show that Hank Williams is regarded as one of the 20th century's most significant and influential musicians. During his time in the industry, he was able to record 55 singles. In addition to this, his singles reached the top 10 of the Billboard Country and Western Bestsellers chart. Unfortunately, Williams's fame and life were cut short due to excessive drinking. He got so dependent on substances and alcohol to the extent that he ended up losing his life due to heart failure. Also, this affected him while singing, and at a point in his career, it was recorded that he could no longer sing. Did the people love Williams? Oh yes, they did. However, with his many unhealthy habits, he lost their love and adoration. Can the same be said about George Jones? Let's find out. Number 17, George Jones.
Well, I didn't realize that you even got paid for it. At the beginning, I started off singing in...
George Glenn Jones, born on the 12th of September, 1931, was an American country musician, singer, and songwriter. Jones was one of those artists who enjoyed a great career breakthrough very early. He also achieved international fame for a long list of hit records. There were reports that Jones stood out in the industry because of his distinctive voice and phrasing. He was often called the greatest country singer or the Rolls-Royce of country music. He had more than 160 chart singles to his name from 1955 till his demise. People loved him until he got initiated into the world of substance use. Unfortunately for George Jones, this affected him, and he started missing shows. There were times when his audience would buy tickets and wait for him to make his appearance, but he was nowhere to be found. Who would love a celebrity who took them for granted? No one. This earned him a reasonable amount of hatred from his fans. Number 16, Lefty Frizzell, William Orville.
His singing style was a deliberate, or perhaps an inherent, manner.
Lefty Frizzell, born on the 31st of March, 1928, was an American country and honky-tonk singer and songwriter. During his lifetime, he was seen as one of the most influential country music vocal stylists of all time. When counting the list of influential prominent country singers, aside from George Jones, Merle Haggard, Roy Orbison, and Willie Nelson, Frizzell was next. In 1982, he was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. In addition, he was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame as well. Also, Frizzell was reportedly the first artist to have achieved 4 songs in the top 10 on the country music Billboard charts at one time. He went on to have more success, releasing many songs that charted in the top 10 of the Hot Country Songs charts as an artist and songwriter. Like the saying that nothing good lasts forever, Frizzell's peaceful and progressive career ended sooner than anyone thought. It started with his alcohol problem. He was used to drinking, and gradually, he developed chronic hypertension. This affected his appearance and voice, which deteriorated. Coupled with his drinking issues were allegations of infidelity. To make matters worse, he was arrested for sleeping with some of his underage fans. How preposterous. All these led to his end, and with his contractual legal troubles, Frizzell ended up becoming the unremembered musician who tragically passed away. Number 15, David Allan Coe.
You've been a pimp. You served about 20 to 30 years of your life in prison. You killed a homosexual in prison.
David Allan Coe, born the 6th of September 1939, is an American singer and songwriter. David's entry into the music industry is unique. Many celebrities start a musical career because of their talents, family, or passion. However, David decided to start a musical career after spending his early life in reform schools and prisons. David's reputation precedes him, and he was first known for busking in Nashville. Later, he was seen playing mostly in the blues style before he transitioned to country music. Let's see some of his biggest hits. You Never Even Called Me By My Name, Long-Haired Redneck, The Ride, Mona Lisa Lost Her Smile, and She Used to Love Me a Lot. All these were not just big hits, but they also launched him into great wealth and popularity. In the music industry, David was known for his rebellious attitude and wild and unconventional lifestyle. This made him stand out and different from other country performers. He earned many fans because of this. Why? People loved something different and exciting. Ironically, this also became his end. His wild lifestyle hindered his success in the music industry. Many were wary of him. Later, this same lifestyle made him lose his fans' love. At one point, people got tired of his wild lifestyle and wanted something stable. Do you want to discover other figures who were hated in country music? Keep on watching. Number 14, Porter Wagoner. Porter Wayne. Wagoner, born on the 12th of August, 1927, was an American country music singer. Known for his unique fashion sense, Porter made a huge mark in the music industry. He was always seen in flashy nudies, Manuel suits, and a blonde pompadour. Aside from the music that earned him the hearts of many, he got more fans through his fashion sense. However, his image was ruined after a huge clash with Dolly Parton. Let's see how it all started. In 1967, Porter introduced Dolly Parton, a singer, on his television show. The Porter Wagoner Show was one of the most popular shows of that era. With Dolly's presence, the two became part of a well-known vocal duo. Their relationship did not last long as the two started having issues. It became a huge mess, and they created a huge sensation on the internet to the detriment of their career. This further ruined Porter's image, and he gradually lost his fans' love. After the whole episode, he got back on and made many more hit songs. However, his strained relationship with Dolly greatly stained his reputation. Number 13, Merle Haggard. Merle Haggard, born on the 6th of April, 1937, is one of those multi-talented artists worldwide. Not only was he an American country music singer, but he was also a songwriter, guitarist, and fiddler. Merle's rise to the top is an intriguing one. He had to overcome a troubled childhood, criminal convictions, and time in prison to launch a successful country music career. Merle reportedly had 38 #1 hits on the US country charts. He got into trouble when one of his songs, Okie from Muskogee, did not sit well with people. According to Merle, the song was intended to be patriotic, but it ended up portraying a bad image of him. Due to the parody used, many people saw Merle Haggard as a proud conservative who supported the troops and rejected liberal hippie values. The criticism increased, and Merle was hated by many. After the whole episode, he admitted that he wished he had never written the song. The criticism and the audience's reception affected his career negatively. Number 12, Tammy Wynette. Tammy Wynette, born on the 5th of May, 1942, was an American country music singer and songwriter. Famous is an understatement for Tammy. She was one of the most iconic female artists of her era. Her name was on the list of influential and successful artists. Along with Loretta Lynn, Tammy stood out differently. Why? Her genre helped to bring a woman's perspective to the male-dominated country music field. This was a huge achievement as it enabled women to express themselves. Tammy also gained more popularity because of her vocal delivery. According to different critics, journalists, and writers, her songs conveyed unique emotions. She has achieved great success in the music industry. There were reports that 20 of her singles topped the Billboard country chart during her career. In addition, her signature song, Stand By Your Man, received acclaim and criticism for portraying women's loyalty toward their husbands. This was what earned her the public's hatred. Why? Despite being an advocate of loyalty, Tammy's real life was the exact opposite of what she preached. She had many unstable relationships, and it was reported that she had married 5 times. That's shocking, right? Well, her fans were more displeased and felt cheated. The many scandals surrounding her further reduced their love for her. Number 11, Roger Miller. Roger Dean Miller was born on the 2nd of January, 1936. He was an American singer and songwriter. Roger was known for his honky-tonk-influenced novelty songs. His rise to stardom reflects a man who was determined to be successful. Let's hear the full story. After growing up in Oklahoma, he served in the U.S. Army. During his time in the Army, he decided to begin his musical career as a songwriter in the late 1950s. There, he wrote songs like Billy Bayou and Home for Jim Reeves, which became big hits. He also wrote Invitation to the Blues for Ray Price. Gradually, his musical career increased, and he began a recording career. In the mid-1960s, Miller reached the peak of his fame. He continued to record and tour until the 1990s. His life seems perfect and great, right? Well, it wasn't so great. Why? Miller was known to be a control freak in the music industry. Despite his fame, stardom, and achievements, other artists were wary of him, which affected him and damaged his image as well. Do you want to know about the other hated artists in old country music? Ensure you watch this video until the end. Number 10, Johnny Cash. John Ray Cash, also known as Johnny Cash, was born on the 26th of February, 1932. He was an American singer and songwriter. Johnny's songs were mostly full of sorrow and sadness. It was hard to see him on stage, jumping and laughing. If it's not sorrow, his songs' other themes were moral tribulation and redemption. There were rumors that these songs may reflect Johnny's life. However, despite the sorrowful theme, Johnny was still loved by many. Known for his deep, calm, and bass baritone voice, the distinctive sound of his backing band, and the Tennessee Three, he was still one of the most loved musicians of those days. Unfortunately, he got himself into trouble and became a mess when he started getting involved with substance use. He was arrested many times, and this ruined his image. Aside from being known as the Man in Black, a nickname he earned for always wearing all black whenever he sang, he became known as a troublemaker. Number 9, Loretta Lynn.
And I just learned that I'm the only girl singer that has wrote all her songs and recorded them.
Loretta Lynn, born on the 14th of April, 1932, was an American country music singer and songwriter. Known for her bold and daring attitude, Loretta has stirred up dangerous waters many times in the music industry. Why? Her songs always talked about taboo topics that singers try to avoid. One of them is her music about women's empowerment. She believed women should have a life in a male-dominated society. Did this affect her career? Not at all. She made great progress in the music industry. In her 6-decade career, she released multiple gold albums and had great hits with them. However, there were rumors that Loretta's life on stage and behind closed doors differed. Many critics revealed that Loretta was bossy and overbearing. She was not the type who loved to share the limelight with others. Also, she had a messy private life, which contradicted the loyalty she sang about. Number 8, Waylon Jennings. Waylon Arnold Jennings, born on the 15th of June, 1937, remains one of the iconic and legendary singers, songwriters, musicians, and actors of the 1990s. Waylon, unlike other artists, loved doing things his way. Regardless of other people's thoughts and opinions, he was known for always doing whatever he desired. One such scenario was when he was invited to sing in the global record, We Are the World. Let's see what happened. In 1985, the USA decided to partner with Africa and produce a song. Waylon was added to the list of musicians, and while in the studio, he disagreed over the song lyrics. According to him, the songs must not be sung in Swahili. In anger, he left the studio. This was just one out of his many outbursts. His actions at the moment cost him a lot, and his music sales dropped drastically. Many producers got tired of his overbearing attitude. Today, he is considered one of the pioneers of the outlaw movement in country music, but his reputation was not as beautiful as his achievements. Number 7, Willie Nelson.
I used to drink a lot. I used to smoke a lot of cigarettes. Now I don't.
Willie Hugh Nelson, born on the 29th of April, 1933, is an American singer, guitarist, and songwriter. Nelson's entry into the music world was a great addition. Why? He was one of the main figures of the outlaw country subgenre that developed in the late 1960s as a reaction to the conservative restrictions of the Nashville sound. He had a huge career success. In 1973, he hugely succeeded with his album, Shotgun Willie. Also added to the list of his critical and commercial success is The Red-Headed Stranger, which was released in 1975. Later, in 1978, Stardust was released, and all these albums made Nelson one of the most recognized artists in country music. Also, different records show that Nelson has acted in over 30 films and co-authored several books. Despite all these beautiful achievements, Nelson got himself into substance, which greatly affected him. In addition, he did not pay taxes, which got him in trouble with the law. To top it all off, the iconic musician was also irresponsible. He had many affairs and gave birth to many children, but he did not take care of them. All these earned him backlash from the public. Number 6, Faron Young.
I said, "Hey, Hank," he said, "I'm going to be on that stage with you one of these days." He said, "Well, good luck, I hope you do." So when I finally got up there...
Faron Young, born on the 25th of February 1932, tragically passed away on the 10th of December 1996. He was an American country singer, musician, and songwriter from the early 1950s into the mid-1980s. Faron made great hits when he was alive. Some are If You Ain't Lovin' and Live Fast, Love Hard, Die Young. All these albums marked him as a honky-tonk singer in sound and personal style. Painfully, this iconic singer had a fierce temper that got him into trouble many times. In 1972, Faron was once arrested and charged with a criminal offense for spanking a girl in the audience. What? Let's see how it all happened. During a Clarksburg, West Virginia concert, Faron claimed the young girl had spat on him. In anger, he spanked the young girl, and this got him arrested. He threw another fit on the 4th of December, 1984. That night, Faron fired a pistol into the kitchen ceiling of his Harbor Island home. His temper also affected his relationship with his family. One led to a huge separation between him and his wife, Hilda. With no one around him, Faron started drinking and got used to it. This led to depression, and tragically, he ended up taking his own life. Number 5, Charlie Rich. Charles Allan Rich, born on the 14th of December 1932, was an American country singer. He had a rare style of music. Rich easily blended rockabilly, jazz, blues, soul, and gospel influences. His music gained massive hits. However, he got himself into trouble when he started drinking and did the unimaginable at the CMA Awards. In 1975, Rich was at the CMA Awards ceremony. When it was time for him to present the Entertainer of the Year award, he clumsily tore the envelope, took out a cigarette lighter, and lit fire to the paper with the winner's name. What? Did you just gasp in horror too? Shocking was an understatement for how the audience felt. Many attributed his actions to his problematic drinking, and there were rumors he was under the influence of alcohol at that moment. After he burnt the paper, he jokingly announced the winner of the award as, "My friend, Mr. John Denver."
My friend, Mr. John Denver.
Unfortunately for him, his actions led to great backlash. Some saw it as rebellion against the Music Row-controlled Nashville sound. Other speculations were that Rich's actions were his way of telling the public that he was against Denver. All these got him into big trouble with the audience and the music industry, and his career suffered. Number 4, Marty Robbins. Martin David Robinson, born on the 26th of September 1925, was an American singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, and NASCAR racing driver. Professionally known as Marty Robbins, he achieved great feats in his career. He was seen as one of the most popular and successful country and Western singers for almost 4 decades. Also, Robbins was an early outlaw country pioneer. Marty Robbins recorded over 500 songs and 60 albums throughout his career. He also won 2 Grammy Awards and was elected to the Country Music Hall of Fame and the Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame. As Robbins' career advanced, he had many issues in the music industry. Robbins had a competitive spirit and never wanted anyone to go higher than him. Also, there were rumors that he was always arguing with directors and challenging them. In short, he was difficult to work with. Number 3, Conway Twitty.
I got that name from the map of the United States back in 1957. Real name's Harold Jenkins.
Conway Twitty, whose real name is Harold Lloyd Jenkins, was born on the 1st of September 1933. Conway was an American singer and songwriter. At the beginning of his career, he was first a part of the 1950s rockabilly scene. Gradually, he decided to switch to being a country music performer. From 1971 to 1976, Conway received a string of Country Music Association awards for a duet with Loretta Lynn. Conway had issues in the music industry, and not everyone loved him. There were different speculations that the legendary singer was difficult and selfish. That was unexpected, right? His image and reputation got damaged along the way, and many people did not want to work with him. It was a tough season for him. Number 2, Buck Owens.
I just didn't feel, and I don't feel, that music made by machines,
Alvis Edgar. Buck Owens Jr. was born on the 12th of August, 1929. Owens was an American musician, singer, and songwriter. His career blossomed greatly, and he gained popularity quickly. During his musical career, he was once the frontman for the Buckaroos, with 21 #1 hits on the Billboard Country Music chart. Also, Owens reportedly was the pioneer of Bakersfield, named in honor of Bakersfield, California. Owens's career hit rock bottom when he got into trouble with Merle Haggard. It was a serious feud that affected his public image. What was the reason behind their feud? No one knows. However, there were different speculations that Owens was angry with Merle because he married his ex-wife, Bonnie. Also, there were other rumors that Owens may have been jealous of Merle's musical career. Things got worse for Owens when different rumors circulated that he may have been banned from country radio.
Number 1, Tom T. Hall.
You heard him in a while.
No, I had heard of all of these, I guess they call them alternative, music acts.
Thomas Hall, born on the 25th of May, 1936, was professionally known as Tom T. Hall. Tom was an American country music singer and songwriter. He was also a short story author. Tom was a great songwriter who wrote 12 #1 hit songs. This also includes 26 others, which reached the top 10. There have been reports that Tom was once included in Rolling Stone's 100 Greatest Songwriters list. Later, he was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 2008 and the International Bluegrass Music Hall of Fame alongside his wife, Dixie, in 2018. Tom was seen as friendly and loving by his fans. However, there were rumors that he may not be as friendly behind the scenes. Also, there were speculations that he was not ready to train others and wanted to remain the best songwriter. These many speculations ruined his reputation. Which of these celebrities do you hate the most? Do you think some of these country music singers shouldn't be on this list? Leave your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Before you go, watch the other videos displayed on your screen.